Russian military equipment on a train close to the Ukrainian border. Al Jazeera has no way of verifying where these vehicles are being moved to or from. The equipment includes armoured personnel carriers, medical supply vehicles and tanks. The Russian military insignia and number plates have been removed or seemingly painted over. We drove out of town to an area where we had heard there was a makeshift military camp. Across the fields we noticed clouds of dust in an area around what looked like a farm. Large military vehicles were moving in convoy along the mud tracks. Around 10 kilometers behind me is the border with eastern Ukraine. Now, the Russian military say that the reason why there's so many troops and military equipment in this area is because it's conducting military exercises, and it categorically denies that its troops have been fighting alongside separatist fighters across the border. There have been Russian military bases in this area for many years. The government described a question on whether it was preparing for an attack as completely inappropriate. The army has recently been conducting exercises around 1,000 kilometers from here. And NATO has been conducting its own exercises at the same time in northern Sweden, Norway and Finland. Russia has recently included the death of military personnel on what it describes as special operations in peacetime as a state secret. Disclosing details about a soldier being killed could now put you behind bars. The government says the law has nothing to do with the conflict in Ukraine. And a recently released report details what it says is proof the Russian military is operating in eastern Ukraine. One of the authors of that report, opposition leader Boris Nemtsov, was shot dead in Moscow before it was published. A close associate of Nemtsov is in hospital fighting for his life. It's suspected he may have been poisoned. A February ceasefire between the separatists and the Ukrainian army is still holding, but with reported violations being committed by both sides. And Russia says it has the right to conduct military maneuvers wherever it wants in its territory, despite the sensitivity of the time and place.